Tell me about this plan to regain it all back.
You know, I thought stream would be the outlet, but it wasn't. Instead, I should have been filming my life, not moments on a screen. Cut. So I'm gonna create something that no one's ever seen before. I'm gonna stream my entire filmmaking journey, turning the process into film, live. Consider this the beginning. Technically, this isn't the beginning, but to understand how I got here, we have to go down memory lane, starting at college. I went to UNLV.
So you said you went originally to college for psychology. When exactly did film become a part of your story?
Film has always been a part of my story in a different way, I would say. So my mom bought me my photography camera when I was around like 16 and I was taking pictures. So it started off as photography, but then I switched to videos. And while I was there, honestly, a lot of my career took off while I was in Vegas. So for me, I was doing a lot of different projects. I got to work with a lot of hospitals, a lot of like law firms and stuff like that. So it was just really dope there. I say, and also I work with a lot of Greek organizations too, with like their probates and stuff like that. So it allowed me a space to just kind of like grow.
So with all of this said, did you know exactly what you wanted to do upon graduation, where we are now?
Oh, the big question. That's a big question, because a lot of people battle with that. And I think it's real, because when you graduate from college, cherish the moments that you're in college, because when you leave, you really do have like that, like, you have that dissociation where you kind of like, dang, I miss it. What do I do now? So for me, I did know that I wanted to be in film regardless, but I didn't know exactly like what I was going to do. And I also have had my own company since 2018. So I knew I was going to do that for the most part, the whole time. But you know, you never know what the future holds. So I knew it was going to be a thing that was always going to continue. But to what capacity, you never know. Did I know I was going to be streaming? I didn't know I was going to be streaming. So that's fair.
We talked a little bit about your film in college, but there was another pivotal moment in your career that shaped your storytelling. Would you like to explore that now?
So there was a point in college and right after I traveled when I was doing clothing reviews. I decided to review clothes for people that look like me, shape like me, and wear the stuff I wear. In addition to that, I would make it look cinematic. It was like a TV show, so that was very different too. No one really did those things.
So tell me how this launched your career.
It actually started with the graduation video, but then I started to kind of like only focus on the clothing and the cinematic part of it. And so when I did that, it started kind of like picking up. Videos is in like the thousands, tens of thousands, and then brands will reach out and they would be like, hey, we want you to do this. Shout out to You Matter, because then they were like, we'll send you a care package for reviewing our clothing brand, because they said I was the first person to ever do that for them. And I'm sure for a lot of companies I was.
Would you describe what you do now, content creation?
I like to do content while also making cinematic visuals.
So it seems like it's a great benefit to be in this market of reviewing clothes. I mean, free clothes, who can turn that down? So why did you stop?
Oh, the question, why did I stop? That's a good question. So I actually stopped because when I first started, I was in the US. When I left the US, I left all this nice clothes here. I stopped because I decided to travel.
Let's talk about this traveling.
Okay.
Take me there.
So when I first decided to start traveling, I was actually in search of another citizenship.
Why did you eventually stop?
So I actually stopped because one of my other communities, being my intermediate family, gave me a call and they were like, hey, I want you to come and help me with my business. I need your help. Can you come? You know, it took a moment. I was kind of like, no, I don't want to go, because I was loving it. You know, I didn't have to stop, but I decided it's my mom, so I decided let's just go ahead and let's just go back and help her with her business.
So, if I'm hearing this right, you're a filmmaker who's been country.
Hey, Mom.
Johnnah, if you don't come home, we are going to lose the studio.
To country, you moved back home to help your mother with her business, and with each passing week, grief. You're grieving a lost creative self and a high freedom lifestyle that, upon returning home, derailed. So You became a streamer to find your way back.
A streamer?
How did the streaming start, and why did you start?
Streaming first started because when I first moved here, I made a promise to myself is that I wanted to find ways to still have those, like, the life that I had when I was traveling. I want to find ways to still have that in a way. So I told myself, like, hey, don't let yourself slip away. And I want to force myself to do that. In the midst of that, when I was in college, I had this guy who said he always acts like he's on camera. And I kind of like that principle because he kind of made sure that he's like, it forced him to be a good person, because if someone was watching you right now, how would you act? And so for him, that kind of, like, I thought that was interesting.
Did it work?
No. So streaming did not work. And one thing I will say is streaming takes more than you think. And it did not work because I got lost a little bit. And so I think I should have just made it a lot simpler than it is, like how I did now. Is I should have just made it exactly my life. I should have made it exactly what I'm, like, looking to do, and, like, that's it. And so it was a very fun, though. I will say that is I've had fun so far with everybody on here, and in general it's been a fun experience. But it just didn't go the way I thought. I didn't know it was going to go that way. I had a goal in mind, and somehow I went a different way. And I was like, whoa. What are you doing? Why are you over there? So, yeah.
You're correcting the course, it sounds like.
Yes.
So tell me, in correcting that course, what is your plan now?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to meet myself where I'm at. And so right now where I'm at in my life, I am building a company. I'm working for my mom. I'm living my life. I'm being in my youth, and I'm having fun. So what I want to do is I want to be able to just show that to everybody. But a big part of my life, honestly, is my company. And so I want to show them, like, I want to show them where I'm going and how I'm getting there, and then also have them play a part too, because then this may be something that they're looking to do. And big thing with what I do is no one shows you behind the scenes. For this industry, no one shows you. You don't know how to do it. You have questions. You don't have answers. There's no tutorial. And luckily, that may be an outlet for a lot of people. They can find that with me.
So what can we expect next?
What they can expect immediately is for them to see me continue to build my company. In addition to that is another stream where I am going to be hiring my first ever team members. Being in this industry, you do all of this, you're everything. You wear multiple hats. So, but this time, I'm about to get a hat to somebody else. So I'm going to be hiring live.
And I did just that. Now that you all caught up on my lore, let's jump to the present moment of when I decided to take my film company to the next level. First step, hire some employees.
Everybody can't be a part of the team.